All right, let's dive right into a question that sounds like it's pulled from a sci-fi movie, but is getting surprisingly real. Can AI actually replace our politicians? And, maybe the bigger question is, should it? The whole conversation is blowing up, and it all kind of starts with one pretty shocking number.
Here it is, 60%. Back in 2023, a poll from Rasmussen Reports dropped this number, and it's one of those figures that just makes you stop and really think. So what in the world does this 60% mean?
You heard that right. A clear majority of Americans in that poll said they would trust an AI more than the U.S. Congress. Now look, this isn't just a random stat. It's a huge signal of just how frustrated people are. It shows folks are willing to consider some really, really radical ideas to fix what they feel is a broken system.
And that brings us to what we're calling the 60% question. I mean, why? Why are so many of us ready to even think about such a wild idea? To get to the bottom of it, you have to look at the trust, or really the lack of trust, in our human leader.
It's no secret that public trust in political institutions is at rock bottom. I mean, historically low. And when people feel like the system just isn't working for them anymore, they start looking for an escape hatch. And right now, for a whole lot of people, that escape hatch is starting to look like AI.
Okay, so let's actually go there. Let's explore the sunny side of this. What's the best case scenario? What is this utopian promise? Could an algorithm really be, the perfect politician?
Well, the argument for it is actually pretty compelling. I mean, just imagine a leader that literally can't be bribed or corrupted. One that makes policy decisions based purely on data and facts, not because of some ideology. You could train it to be fair, it could work 24/7 without ever getting tired, and, get this, it could give us a totally transparent reasoning trail that shows us exactly how it reached every single decision. Sounds pretty great, doesn't it?
But you knew there was a but coming, right? Is it ever really that simple? The promise is, well, it's incredibly tempting. But this idea of an AI ruler, it has a potential dark side that we absolutely have to talk about. And that leads us straight to the dangers lurking inside the code. Because for every one of those amazing potential benefits, there's a serious, serious risk just waiting to happen. And here's the fundamental problem. The promise is a perfectly unbiased and fair leader. But the reality? Well, an AI learns from the data we feed it. And if that data is full of our own flawed history, our own biases and inequalities, the AI doesn't magically fix it. No, it learns it. And then it turns that bias into code and into policy, potentially making those exact same problems even worse. And the big, scary questions just keep piling up. Who's writing the code in the first place? And whose side are they on? When, not if, an algorithm makes a catastrophic mistake, who's held accountable? How on earth do you protect a government run on code from being hacked? And maybe the most important one, will this AI be programmed to serve the people or to serve the interests of Wall Street or Silicon Valley? And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Politics isn't just a big math problem. It's not just about laws and logic. It's all about emotion and culture and deeply held moral beliefs. Can a machine, an algorithm, ever truly understand what it means to make a decision about war or family or justice? Now, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this is an interesting debate for, 50 years from now, think again. This isn't theoretical. It's not the future. It's already happening. These experiments are well underway. Way back in 2018, an AI literally ran for mayor in Tokyo. Right now, the country of Estonia is using AI to help manage small claims court and process welfare benefits. And here in the US, major think tanks are actively building AI tools to advise lawmakers on policy. The takeover, or at least the integration, it's already happening quietly. So, where does all this lead? What does our synthetic future actually look like? Well, the research seems to point toward three possible paths, three plausible scenarios. First up, there's the AI augmented model. You can think of this as the co-pilot scenario. Humans are still in the driver's seat, but they're using AI as this incredibly powerful advisor. Then, you could see a kind of AI-based direct democracy, where all of us, as citizens, use AI platforms to help us find consensus and directly shape policy, maybe even cutting out the middlemen politicians. And then there's the third one, the one that's a bit more chilling, a shadow AI government, where algorithms are silently running massive parts of our society, like the economy or defense, and human politicians are basically just figureheads.
Look, it's so important to remember that technology is not a magic fix. Trying to replace flawed humans with what we think is flawless code, it doesn't actually erase the flaws. All it does is bury them. It hides our biases deep inside the software where they become almost impossible to find and even harder to fix.
So when you look at how fast this is all moving, you start to realize the real question we need to be asking isn't, can AI replace politicians?
It's, should we let it? Is this a path we actually want to walk down? Because that's the choice that's coming. And it's a decision about our values as people, not just about our technology.
Which kind of leaves us with this one final, really provocative thought to chew on. The future of democracy? It may not be red versus blue. It may just be synthetic.